Welcome, fight fans,
to the Fighters Boys Kick-Ass Podcast.
Your Fight Talk Authority.
Not to mention the most entertaining and talked about podcast with your kick-ass host, Richard ORTIZ.
You mad? Come at me, bro.
And his loyal kick-ass co-host, Senor Cole Escovedo.
Streaming live and worldwide.
Coming to you all the way live from a little place somewhere in Cali. The Fighters Boys
Kick-Ass Podcast.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Fighter's Voice Kick-Ass Podcast, along with my host, Cole Escovedo, the UFC veteran, the Apache Kid himself. I'm Richard ORTIZ, once again. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to jump right into it, man. I mean, my man here, Eric, the owner, the CEO of Dog Boxer Apparel, Gear, and he also got some new things that are coming out that he wanted to share with all the viewers, the fans, and the followers. We're here to talk boxing, some MMA, and just talk some news and some name dropping tonight. We're going to have some fun, my man, and maybe Cole share those, whatever he's eating there. What are they, jelly beans, Cole? Don't endorse them, but what are they? Okay, there you are.
Fish, man. They're goddamn delicious is what they are.
They look it, man, because they're making your mustache move around. You know,
I know, right?
I figured they're
that bitch dance.
Exactly. But I want to welcome our guest, Eric Hernandez. Welcome to the show, my man.
Thank you, guys.
Eric, you're just coming off a new move, man. I mean, you're moving around now across the border, man.
Yes, sir. Back in the 209.
Back in the 209. There you go. Now, I know that moves for something. It has to be business or something. And you'll share that as we go or if you decide to. But I know you got something brewing because you all seem to get the news before everybody else gets it.
Well, yeah. I mean, definitely want to make the move out back up north and in the Stockton area and see what we got going on out here. A lot of things will be coming up here pretty soon. So we'll see how it goes. And
the Diaz brothers killing the Paul brothers will be one of the first things.
That'll be one of the first things. Hopefully that doesn't happen because I don't want Nate or Nick to go to jail for killing them.
Well, man, we need to be talking to the Paul brothers, dude. They're the ones who are going to bring it on themselves.
Man, those guys, man.
They're not even getting paid. Like, they'll just get fucked up and not even paid for it.
And the shit is, they're the ones throwing out the money. They're the ones paying for this shit. So that's the funny part.
That's true.
Pay to get killed. Okay.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, they're just gonna get beat up. Like, Nate already wants to fuck up Jake. Like, that's it. He makes eye contact. He's getting slapped at least once.
I really hope it doesn't happen. I hope Jake takes this serious because Nate will
that's if Amanda Nunes doesn't get to him first.
That's probably one dude I do not want to mess with right there. His boxing skills are just
right.
You guys just don't understand. I mean, his boxing skills
across the room.
Exactly. That Stockton slap, it's no joke.
Connor felt it.
Oh yes, definitely.
Well, not only that, I mean, he even has an aura around him now. I mean, everybody knows not to mess with his ass. And like I said, I say this to certain people. He could be in a tuxedo getting ready to get married. And if someone says something, he'll stop right then and there and not make it to the altar.
That I can easily see happening.
Yeah, no, he's a good dude in general, but you just don't want to be on the wrong side of him.
No,
Nate's good people. Nick too, both of them.
Yeah.
How did that relationship start with you and the Diaz brothers, Eric? Because a lot of people think that you're just boxing oriented.
No. It really, the Dog Boxer brand in general was started on the MMA side. So a lot of the guys were already sporting it in the MMA. We didn't really introduce it into boxing until a little bit later. But my cut man, Brian Watts, rest in peace. But Brian, he was always in the gym with them, training and co-training some of their guys, and it was just a really good in general, just a really good guy to have around. And I was already kind of leaning back, towards all these sports, kind of just, doing the family thing. And he was just like, no, you really got to come. So he would take me to the gym all the time with them. The introduction got in there. Even way before that, I kind of knew who they were and whatnot. But Nick actually had Dog Boxer in his shorts in one of his fights years ago. But the relationships there, real good guys. It's been a while since we've all kind of chit-chatted on anything since Brian actually passed away. So it's been quite a while, but definitely much respect to both of those guys. And again, they're very humble dudes. I think the last time I saw Nate was at Disneyland. So, I mean, just it's one of those things, you know.
Well, I remember the last time the last time I saw him, he was at a boxing event in Stockton, and he
yeah.
just chilling. You know what I mean? These guys don't crave the camera. They don't crave the limelight. They are who they say they are, with the camera on, rolling or not, and they're very private. If they engage in conversation, they will. If not, they're going to let you know, hey man, I just want to chill.
I don't know if you remember, but I remember we were going to try to get them to go up on in the ring.
I remember that.
Because remember, we pulled the Madera brothers up there. We put, all the local boxers up there. I remember we were going to try to get him up there, and I went and talked to him. He was just like, nah, I kind of want to keep it low key. It's about these guys. It's about these guys. Real humble guy. You know, I was able to drag Gabe Flores up there, but Nate was just really humble. He wanted it to be about the fighters that were there and whatnot.
Yeah, I remember that. We've had a Gabe Senior on the show, and Cole can tell you. I mean, the man is animated. And he's all about business, right, Cole?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's pretty straightforward, but, like, he has a direction with it. Like, there's a passion behind it. It's not just money. It's not money-driven. Like, well, I mean, don't get me wrong. Fucking money's a major reason, but it's because it's his son, and he sees the potential and wants to get his son as far as he can get him. So it's driven by something outside of just money generation, you know?
He's very smart. A lot of people don't understand that. This guy knows the ins and outs of the business.
Mm-hmm.
I since the day that Gabe turned pro, he knew exactly the path that he wanted to go on and whatnot. And the fact that, they're such good friends with Rick, who in his own world is a genius as it is. You combine that, you watch these guys, and it's just, Gabe's bound to get further and further in his career and with those type of people behind him.
Yeah, he put some pieces together too on some other major names and major outlets and major moves that are in his circle. So he's definitely structured well to be successful.
Yeah, no, definitely. That move was a good move for what he's looking for what they're looking for.
Yeah, exactly. And I remember that, and I'll talk about that move already. And I'll say this because we are who we say we are. You never want to wake up a sleeping giant. You just want to let him sleep. And ever since that move, I'm going to say, because everybody else is afraid to say it. When that move happened, Rick Morrigan got a fire up his ass. And he just went signing all the top dogs, making major moves as if to say, okay, let's play chess. Thank you for waking me up. And actually, it motivated him. He's out there making strategic moves, and congratulations on that major move with NTK, bringing Robert Garcia's Boxing Academy. That is a major piece where the Garcias are going to be recognized, not just in LA and the California and respected in all of the boxing world, but now they get to go global on the other side of the planet, my man. I mean, that is. I talked about Rick in Fresno, but now you got to talk about him global. Eric, you know him and the moves that he's making. When he makes moves and when he's quiet, there's something brewing, there's something happening. And after that move happened, Rick just said, okay, it's time to go. They're still friends. They're great together.
Oh, yeah. Definitely no hard feelings. Yes. I really don't think that's what put the fire under Rick. I think Rick had this kind of already in the works, and this just pushed it to, move a lot faster. Rick's a quiet guy. Rick's not, you see his social media and stuff, the things that he posts, he makes you wonder. He makes you think. He's like, man,
he's
what is this?
Vague until he has something that's inked and signed, and then all of a sudden he's just about it.
It's like boom.
Throw it out
Exactly.
there, yeah.
It's like boom, and you're like, oh man, I wasn't expecting that. And I tell you,
he'll post pictures of his feet up on the rails at Grizzly Stadium, talking about a dream, and then like 3 weeks later, it's guess what? We're holding this big fucking event at Grizzly Stadium. It's like, okay, there was a reason. He just doesn't. He's quiet about it, but he gets you thinking like, oh, I wonder what that would be like, and then all of a sudden he drops it. He method to the madness. Textbook definition.
Yeah, I think when that move happened, I think it just kind of pushed him a little bit further to say, okay, well, this is what's going to happen next then. And
it definitely.
I don't think anybody was ready for those moves. And, obviously, as you can see, there were amazing moves, and they just keep coming. I think
major moves.
Oh yeah, major moves.
I mean, that is a huge move.
Yeah, a lot of people in the RGBA camp. I'm sorry. Being able to represent Robert the way he does, that move with Robert, signing on to that, amazing. Little things like that. People are very, very lucky to be in his circle, and it's one of those things that I love to watch from afar and just see the things that he's doing, because it's amazing. It's really, truly amazing.
I would love to shadow him, man. I mean, wow, it'd be amazing. It's like trying to shadow Ali Setback. I mean, the man's always making moves. You know what? I got to ask him one day, man. I don't think there's one person. There has to be about 3 or 4 of these guys, man. I mean, Ali's everywhere. I mean, one day you'll see him in London, and then 2 hours later, you'll see him in freaking, back in California. I mean, it's hard. The guy's everywhere.
I don't remember what fight it was. It might have been Ramirez or Orozco. I don't remember. But I swear on everything, he was in L.A., and Robert and I were walking towards the back, and all of a sudden I kept hearing dog boxer, and I'm like, sounds like Ellie. And all of a sudden he's right there with the camera. I'm like, oh, dude, it is. I was like, dude, I swear you were just in LA right now. I was just watching a video. And he's just laughing, and then, he just goes with the flow.
Yeah, he's been known to do that, man. I mean, and Cole, in this business, man, you got to continue to grind when you have that window open and when you got that momentum. If not, you got to create momentum.
Yeah, you got to take strike while the iron's high kind of thing, because an opportunity today might not be an opportunity tomorrow kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
Especially now this COVID. We were talking last night, Eric, about, I want to bring up Danny Garcia.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, where does he go from here? And reason being is because it's easy. I mean, I'm going to keep it real. I hope not. He can easily be one of those guys where, okay, we're going to bring you up and have you fight Danny Garcia. Only because of this COVID hitting, a loss is not just, okay, we got to go back to the drawing board. That's 3 years in boxing life, maybe 4, honestly, back on there. And for him to have that opportunity, and I'll take Sean Porter, for instance. When he had the opportunity, he put out. He left it in the ring. No one's in remembering that he lost. They just know he brings it. And to be honest with you, that Danny Garcia fight with Spence, it was just so one-sided. I really don't know where he goes from here.
Yeah, that was really one-sided. I mean, that wasn't the Danny that we've all seen in the past. That was the Danny that was just ready to hang it up, to be honest. That's what I saw. But, Spence coming off of what happened with him, I think Danny wasn't expecting what he saw coming towards him on the other side of that ring. That pressure, that I wouldn't have expected it either. I thought it was going to be a softer fight for Spence, but no, he came in like the old him, and he definitely put the pressure. Now, as far as what Garcia should do next, I mean, it's not over until you feel it's over. It's not, if you still have heart in it, you're still going to fight. Jones and Tyson proved that. These guys still had a little bit of heart, a whole lot of weed, and that's what got them going.
Yeah, that too. You keeping it real there. Hey, let's talk about that card. I'll say real quick. Spence came in throwing strikes. He didn't come off the bullpen, okay, I can warm up. He was already warmed up. He came in the fight throwing strikes. He applied that pressure. He was ready to go. So hats off to Spence, his whole team, and his manager, man, is doing a great job. Also has the Charlo brothers, and the man's just taking off. And talking about Tyson and Jones, as you know, Cole, we didn't know what to expect. But these guys brought it. I'll say Tyson brought it. I mean, he left everything in the ring. And at one point, let me know what you think about this, Eric. I think he kind of pulled back and said, okay, we're going to go the distance. But he tried to get Roy out of there. That's how I was picking it up.
Yeah, I don't think he was going for the knockout.
There were some contractual restrictions there that, like I said, if I had the money, I would have bet on a draw with Vegas. Like double green zero on a roulette. Because here's the thing. It was in their contract that they weren't supposed to go for a knockout. And if they did, they risked losing their side of the purse, be it whatever it was, be it a charitable donation, which I don't think they're going to take away. But any purse they could risk, that was the, I guess you want to call it rumor to the contract or something. Like they were told very specifically, don't try to kill each other. You can box and fight, but don't try to kill each other.
Yeah, I mean, you got to think about it like this, though. These guys got to check ahead of time. So whatever money was going to be made off of that fight doesn't matter anyway. It was going straight to charity.
That's true, too.
These guys, fighters' instinct is, go in for the knockout. I've been to many exhibition fights where these guys are just knocking each other out cold, and it is what it is. I've been to Battle of the Badges where these guys have headgear on and everything, and they're still knocking each other out left and right. I really do think Mike went for the knockout. I don't think he held back. I just think he tired out a lot sooner than he expected. Jones definitely was feeling it. Those body shots were just wicked on him, and Mike knew that. Mike knew exactly what to do. I got to say, Jones still had his speed though. For what what it was, but yeah, it definitely affected him. He was in pain in the interviews and whatnot. I had some live feeds earlier in the fights, and you could see well ahead of the fights that he was nervous, and he knew Mike wasn't playing.
Oh yeah, he had to go on there thinking, you know what, dude? At any point, Mike's just gonna go fuck this and just try to tear his head off, and there's nothing you can do except fight back at that point.
Exactly.
So a guy like Roy's thinking, okay, I'm like 50 plus. I'm not trying to get murdered in the ring. Like I don't want to be the first casualty in the ring because then everyone would be like, "See, told you shouldn't have been fighting. That's what happens." Yeah. No, but at some point you got to think when one of them whiffs by you and you're like, "Oh shit, Mike tried to really hit me with that one. Okay, he's really trying to hurt me."
When you could feel that wind and you can hear it, it's not fun.
Trust me.
Yeah,
I know that feeling.
It's not. That smell of the opponent's leather.
The leather.
Yeah, it's not a smell that you enjoy.
No, I've had that happen before when I fought Jens Pulver. I've fought him at the Taj Mahal, and he whiffs a left hook by my face, and I just feel it just barely misses, and I'm like halfway through the thought of, well, I'm glad that didn't land, and I get like halfway through it, and he doubles up on it and clips me clean, and I just fucking went down. I was like, God damn it. That's what you don't want to do. Is you don't want to get hit by the back of the truck.
That's what throws your game set off, and I think I think that actually happened to Roy a couple times because you could see he was trying to reset. You could see that he was
the impact.
You could tell he was trying to do his best to avoid the harder contacts and just take the softer ones. But I think he realized real quick that none of them were soft.
Yeah, it was good. It's just a matter of where do I want to get hit? Do I want to leave my body open or my face open?
Right.
If I counter, slip, and rip, maybe, but I got to get away from them.
What would be easier to ice in the hotel?
Yeah. What can I put a beer on and not look?
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. Those times when he was even trying to tie up, and he felt the strength of Mike because Mike didn't want anything to do with it. He didn't want to tie up. He wanted to let his hands go. And when you're trying to hold on to a man and you're feeling every muscle on that man's body just trying to get at you, Roy was a good thing. Roy still had a little bit of legs left, man.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, definitely. I think the California Athletic Commission, doing what they do, they did an amazing job. My hat's off to them all the time. I think the WBC sanctioning the fight with about, I think that was pretty cool for them. But I kept telling everybody, I'm pretty sure Mike Tyson has somewhere else to go because he looks like he's just rushing this fight. He just wants to get out of the ring and go home. He was just.
Got
he just wanted to see
acres he's got to attend to.
Yeah, it's like
time is money.
Exactly.
I'm going to make this real quick. I've got a meeting. I got to go to. It's a big deal. It's a big meeting. Like he'll kill me, but the reality is, he's probably just in there because he wanted to. Well, he probably realized that his lung capacity is only so much as well.
Right.
And he knows I got to get this over as fast as possible because if Roy outlasts me and drags it in the deep water, that could be potentially dangerous. So there could have been maybe some real, not hesitance, but eagerness to get that over with quick. Maybe
when he gets into things, he's very, this is what it is. But after a minute, I'm not going to say a minute, but after a while, he kind of just loses interest. And it's kind of like, okay, never mind. It's not what I expected. It's not what I thought. I don't know if you guys have been on this podcast, but the first, 15 minutes of his, less than that, but, the first few of his podcasts are always boom to the point. Yeah. Then towards the end, he starts, okay, I got things to do, and I felt that way in this fight. I just felt like he was kind of rushing it after a while, just kind of saying, okay, I don't think this is going to go this far. And
he don't believe in pacing himself, man. I mean, he just, what you see is what you get. He only knows one gear, man, and that's everything forward.
Yeah, no, he was definitely going for the kill, but contract or no contract, he was there to impress.
I do want to talk about this. I love the production. I love the lights. I love the way it was very well put together. It was balanced, and hats off to Snoop Dogg. He handled the microphone very well.
I'm going to do everything I can to get him to do a commentary at one of our next fights.
You wouldn't have to try hard, man.
No.
It really wouldn't. It wouldn't take much. Just be like, hey, you want indica or sativa in your room, Snoop? Which one?
Exactly. We've got mutual connections in that world. So, it's definitely one of those things where I'm like, I got to get this guy somehow, some way.
He seemed to enjoy it.
Yeah, he loved it. He was, again, with the live feed that I had earlier, he was pumped. He was ready. I don't think he was not that he's never been to fights, he's been to plenty of fights, but I don't think he was that involved with the production part of it. So because he was a little bit on this side, I think he just got too excited and he just let it go. And I think at times he just forgot the mic was on.
It sounded like watching your boys fight in high school behind the gymnasium. It's just like, oh, damn.
Well, there was parts that he thought were going to get cut. So when they weren't getting cut and it just kept going, it ended up working out. He did a great job.
He's a character, man. That's just all there is to it. People would watch an event, I think, now just to listen to Snoop Dogg. Like that Australian dude who narrates shit. Oh, he's going for that. Right. Oh, yeah, I fucking like it. They would listen to it just for that. So I think he's got something.
Definitely keep an eye out for him. Legends League is coming. And,
he stole my idea. I was talking to my boy about because of the Nate Robinson thing. I'm like, dude, do you got beef, but you don't want to get fined? Whip that ass online. Like a whole sports celebrity, like you don't want to get fined on the court. Cool. Well, we got a place that you guys can get down, right? And people would watch. Fucking next day, it's like, oh, Snoop Dogg announces a celebrity fight club. Well, fuck.
You got to patent your ideas while you can, man.
I could have patented them like that night, apparently. Jeez. But it's a thing. It's a new market.
Yeah, no, definitely. How far it's going to go, we don't. Who knows?
That's the next question. Did the Tyson Jones fight set a precedence of now we're just going to get flooded with these exhibition fights that I don't mind them, but I feel that airtime could be better reserved for a Jose Ramirez Taylor fight, a Spencer Hooker fight, like Tyson Fury, Joshua. Like we could reserve this airtime for real fights that have real effects on the boxing world as a whole. Meanwhile, and again, this is nothing against their fight. I'm just taking this as an example of what precedent might have been set. That now you have cards that are just full of exhibition fights that are sprinkled with one or two real fights, and it does nothing for boxing. When right now, boxing is literally getting traction. It's going forward again. It's going up. People are actually anticipating boxing matches now. They're looking forward to it. So would that hinder it almost?
Right now there's a hold on so much. How many times have all these promoters and all these, managers and whatnot gone to the athletic commission and said, hey, can we do these fights? Can we do this? Can we do this? And get turned down. It takes something like this to say, okay, if we do it smart, let's see how it goes. I think this was used as a perfect example of what Top Rank's been doing with the bubble. And the bubble's no joke. I mean, being in there is I think you realize, oh crap, this is how serious this shit is. They're taking precautions on every step. You get half a cantaloupe inside your hotel room, and that's basically what you're surviving off of for a minute. On top of everything that you've got going on, instead of being able to go out on the strip and enjoy everything that you usually enjoy. I think it was able to kind of show them, okay, if the production does it right and everybody stays safe, this is a possibility. Because of that, though, there's been a hold on so many major fights, that people want in California, that people, that draws the attention of, the LA, Central Valley areas and whatnot. I think now this is going to kind of be the filler in between those major fights that we're all waiting on.
Something to keep the combat sport.
Yeah, something to just keep it going. Exactly. You know, I feel MMA is going to start doing the same thing. You know, there's already been talks of, you know, these YouTubers and influencers, whatever you want to call them, wanting to step in the ring, you know, in the octagon with these guys. I think these are just going to be filler fights in the meantime before all these major fights come about. You know, how good are the cards going to be? Who really took all these fights serious on, you know, on the Tyson card? You know, let's be honest. We all watched it mainly for the Tyson Roy Jones fight. We just happened to know who the other fighters were. What's to say that majority of the people weren't drunk as shit before we even got up to the Tyson fight and remember half of the damn undercard? You know, it was just one of those things that eventually you're just going to go online to see who won it anyway. You didn't really care. You know, you didn't really care. It was the Tyson.
I mean, you got Dana White tossing out ideas like, you know what? I think I'll just let Amanda Nunes beat Paul's ass. Like, you could see something like that. He'd be like, oh yeah, do you want to come on over? We'll even pay you. Come on over, get beat up in an MMA fight. Now, see, that I can see. I don't like it, but I can see it. And I'll tell you what, Scott Coker is going to beat him to it. Mark my words. Scott Coker and Bellator beat the UFC to this because they were already doing it with, like, when they brought in King Mo and shit like that. They were bringing WWE-style guys in and having them fight, I love you, Scott, real fights, to where the fact that you got to mention is that they're crossing entertainment industries. Knowing it worked, like what they did with UFC did with Brock Lesnar, but Bellator did it first. So
actually, Combate Americas did something similar with Tito Ortiz and one of the WWE gentlemen who's also partial owner of, I believe, of Combate Americas.
Yeah, they did that. They did what? It was last year, right? Yes. In Fresno. Yes. No, not Fresno.
Fresno.
I think it was Carson.
Yeah, they announced it in Fresno. That was the card before. So yeah, so I think Bellator is going to do it on a high scale level. I think do it.
Well, here's the thing, Eric. It's entertainment, and I was going to say that people love to be entertained, and if we as fight fans, if we can get something between A and B, you know, of entertainment, we're going to watch it. We're going to view into it, and we're going to buy it, and we're going to relax and get to see some of our legends back in the ring. That's what happened, and I thought it went very well. I think we're going to see it again.
No, you're definitely going to see it again. You know, you've got Holyfield, who's been preparing for something, hasn't been announced yet, but he's been preparing for something. You got Tyson already back in the camp, training for something as well.
Antonio Tarver just shot a video and says, "I'm going to get in shape just in case."
Yeah, I mean, you're going to see a lot of these guys that are, you know, still in shape, that still have that major following of when they were, you know, back in the day, that are going to be able to pull these type of fights as fillers. I don't think it'll ever be what, you know, a Jose Ramirez fight or what these guys are, you know, a Spence fight, a Mikey Garcia fight. It's not going to be to that caliber, but it'll definitely be something that we ain't got shit to do this weekend. Oh yeah, so and so's fighting. Okay, let's watch it. You know, and then the undercards are always going to be filled with these, you know, these YouTubers that need the likes and need the followers and whatnot. They're going to do whatever they can to get on the card. And it is what it is. You know, hopefully.
It's business. They have followers. They have fans. They're going to buy and tune into that thing.
Well, definitely. At this point, everybody will tune in just to watch Jake Paul get fucked up. Like, I'd spend $29.95 just to watch him get beat up. It's like the old school Tito Ortiz and the old school Tank Abbott. Fuck it, you're going to buy a ticket just to watch me get beat up. Buy that ticket.
Buy that ticket. Yeah.
So, exactly. So at this point, Jake Paul's like, dude, I'll be the heel. I don't give a – dude, I'm almost telling you, that shit with Dylan Dennis, that might have been staged. Like, because at this point, it's like, why don't we have a video of McGregor? Because McGregor, remember, supposedly he flew all the way across the fucking globe to come throw a fucking chair at a bus because how dare you get my boy when he's by himself. But Dylan Dennis gets a drive-by of fruiting, and we don't see shit from McGregor and nothing? Like, where's the retaliation? These guys went and destroyed a bus at UFC, but they don't do nothing for this?
Maybe don't
and what are the chances that those guys were able to get as far as they got and as close as to that bus that they got.
Exactly. It's all kind of
Yeah.
So,
But I mean, it sells. It sells.
It does.
You know?
It does. But the problem is it sells, but at the risk and the cost of actual fights. Like we'll see it and we'll know it's bullshit. Like we'll know it. Like everybody was so surprised. Oh, it was an exhibition. It was a draw. I was like, well, yeah.
Well, no shit. Yeah.
They said they weren't going to announce a winner.
Yeah, I was just going to say that. They said it right off the back. No winner was going to be announced.
That's why they didn't want any betting. There's not going to be a winner. I'm like, fuck it, I'm betting on die. So it will start to get watered down. The sex appeal will start to fade because people will be like, well, we're not really going to see a fight at some point because neither of them really are trying to win because it doesn't matter. They already got paid.
I think what threw me off about that was how they stacked the card and in the order they stacked the card. To say the co-main event was Jake Paul was kind of like, to me, that was kind of a disrespectful move to Badu and to McCray.
Well, yeah, they were the original co-main for that card.
Right,
it was billed as they were the co-main. So
right, but because Jake and all these guys had so much already in sales and so much in this and the sponsorships were just pouring in with these guys. Because of that, you're going to these guys who have risked their lives in the past over and over and over. You're basically telling them, okay, well, hey, I need you guys to, step down a little bit, take a little bit of a pay cut and let these guys do their thing. Because these are the guys that are selling the tickets, That's not even counting the sponsors either. You tell a sponsor you're billed as the co-main and all of a sudden it changes a week before the fight. You're like, that's a big difference. That's a big
difference.
Guys,
I got to tell you, we're now third fight. And they're like, oh, well, there goes $10,000. Like, we want the co-main views. Like, everyone's going to watch the co-main. Yep. So that can hurt them too. So it's kind of a kick in the teeth. I can see that.
It reminded me a lot of the Reebok UFC deal.
Yeah.
How so many people lost so much money because of that.
So much fucking money.
Not only their money, some people lost their jobs.
But, yeah.
But doing so, some reinvented themselves after that.
Yeah. I think forced them.
Yeah. I think that's where our hand wraps really blew up too, because you can't wear it in the ring. All right, fuck it, let's do it during training. And then the hand wraps just fucking blew up as they were. Mm-hmm. And that's where a lot of our, I guess I have to thank Reebok in a way, because a lot of people really started looking at who was sponsoring during the training camps, who was there for the cryotherapy, who was there for the nutritionist, who was there for all that. We know Reebok's in the fucking ring, but who was really there?
What gear are they really using when they train?
Right. And then the banners were allowed, and it was fucking open windows after that shit.
And that's what the Reebok did. It forced an evolution of self-branding within the combat athlete sports. They now had to find a new way to brand themselves because they couldn't bring their sponsors into the ring anymore. How do we get that money? How do we get that sales? What do we do? The streaming, YouTubes, camp training videos, vlogging, things like that, it all blew up. So even without COVID, I think that would have happened anyway, just because you can't bring your sponsors in the ring. They've got to find another way to really see, dude, if he's using those kind of gloves, I'm buying those gloves. Those are the gloves he actually uses versus, these are the gloves I use on my banner because someone fucking bought a spot. No. That's what he uses when he's in training. I'm using those. That is better product placement.
Sometimes I'll ask the amateur fighters, I'll go to certain gyms and whatnot, and I'll ask some of the amateur fighters, who did you see wearing the hand wraps? I saw so-and-so. And it's like, oh, wow, it's because of that person they're wanting the hand wraps. Mm-hmm. They could give a shit what's on the hand wraps, but because they saw that person, that's what they want to wear. That's basically what these guys had to do.
I want the shoes Jordan's wearing. I want the shoes Kobe's wearing. LeBron, I want those shoes. Why? Because motherfuckers hitting three-pointers. That's why. Yeah, the shoes aren't going to make you a better player, but it's psychological. It's mental. It makes you feel better about it.
Eric, I got a question for you. Does your girl wear those hand wraps?
No.
Melinda's wife.
Carrie?
Yeah.
Yes, she does, actually. Yes, she does.
Okay, well, that's what I'm talking about. She just fought, 3 weeks ago. It was very successful. I was going to ask you too, Cole, about, I know it's not in there, but because of marriage and because at home, he's showing her all these techniques, and just knowing who her husband is, her confidence is through the roof. How do you think her career is going to progress using that last name, as if to say, okay, those are big shoes. You got to come with it every single time.
I'll say with or without the last name, she would make a name for herself either way.
That's what I'm talking about.
Okay. Yeah, she's She is
No,
beyond.
he married a badass.
Oh yeah, definitely. He definitely married a badass. He knew what he was getting into. The fact that he trains her is just only it's only a plus. She made a name for herself very, very fast. She came off an injury, a really bad injury, and she still made a name for herself. And this last fight just proved it even more. Gilbert's done some amazing things. Jairo has taught her the boxing like no other. She's got a really good team together to really go far with what she's doing.
Where are they based out of?
San Francisco, El Nino Training Center. Gilbert Melendez in general, everybody knows who he is. Just amazing guy. We linked up with him based on the dog boxer hand wraps a while back, and the communication was just opened, and it was always support here, support there. Once it was open that hey, Carrie's going to be fighting, we jumped on that. We were like, oh, we got to be on the shorts. We got to get on the shorts. We believe in her. Aside from what we already know about her, we really truly believe in her work ethic and whatnot, and that just kept going. And we were very lucky enough. We actually co-branded some hand wraps recently, so it has the Scrap Pack logo, it has the Dog Boxer logo. It's been a really good venture for both of us. But that team that they have over there. And it's just not them two, that whole gym is just full of amazing people. You're going to be hearing a lot about that gym.
No, I mean, it sounds like they're doing what needs to be done there, especially with just, Gilbert being around. I mean, he's a legend. Anybody that knows MMA or just knows what he brings to the table. Yeah,
no, definitely. Gilbert's a solid dude. He, a real good friend of the 209. The last time I was in the city, him and I went and had coffee together. And, we shot the shit for, a few hours, and just the things that we talked about, from family to the ring to the professional life, the politics, everything. He understands it all. He gets it all. And he only wants the best for Carrie, but he definitely lets Carrie, do her thing. And, there's always going to be that husband and wife friction when you don't think it's right, but Carrie always proves it, and she always does her thing. And you could see from her last win, she definitely took everybody's training serious. Everybody that had any hand in working with her, she definitely took it serious, and you could see it. I mean, first round, I was like, oh, she's got this. She probably won't do it in the first round, but she definitely got this. And it was just impressive, an impressive win.
No, it was, and it's going to be impressive once that multiple straps that she has the opportunity of holding and having around her waist. Her next fight, man. I mean, we're supposed to reach out. We're supposed to click together. We're supposed to have her on the show, but as soon as there's another date, man, we definitely got to link up and get her on the show.
Definitely, and hopefully Gilbert will do something here pretty soon too.
Yeah. No, he's still got the scrap in him. I know Cole knows that because Cole's been itching and hinting as well. Before we get on that topic, my man Frank Estea, he has a question for you, man. I mean, it's a very important question, and we're on the podcast and on the Fighter's Voice, so we got to make sure. I want you to give this some thought.
All right.
He says, "Good afternoon, bro." He goes, "Please ask Eric how he got affiliated with El Chapo in the Sinaloa cartel."
Oh, fucking Frank.
And he also said, he said, "Can you please tell the world where Elvis and Tupac are living?"
That I can't say. He knows I'm sworn to secrecy on that. The El Chapo thing's a very interesting thing. I'll say this, we both have a mutual friend who, just a really good friend of ours is a nephew of El Chapo. And
you're gonna get him fucking shot, Rich. You ask him questions like,
I know, right?
I don't know, man. That guy escapes from prison like rabbits fuck. I don't know.
And here's the shit that Frank's one of those guys that you talk to Frank and he says some shit and you don't know whether to take him serious or not. And the whole El Chapo shit, it's an inside joke really, but we have a really good friend, Furco Boxing, who does amazing work out in Mexico. He's got plenty of fighters. That's one guy that you definitely want to get on the show. This guy's definitely got some boxing history. Furco is a really good friend of ours, and the inner joke is, we all kind of went somewhere one day and we didn't get the service that we were expecting. That's the inside joke for steak and eggs. We went somewhere to get steak and eggs, and we sure as hell didn't get it. And the joke just went further after that. But where the connection really hit was the funding behind a lot of stuff that I got going on. They were able to physically see some stuff, and yeah, it just got really interesting after that. And fucking Frank and his, in his shit, but Frank's a good dude.
Frank's probably at home right now saying, "Richard, I was just kidding, man. Don't ask him that."
I'm sure that fucker's gonna text me in a minute, but yeah, he's a good dude. That's my brother from another mother. Anytime I'm in Vegas, I always hit him up. Really good guy. Definitely a big supporter of the Dog Boxer brand and whatnot. And, we've done a lot of shit, gone through a lot of shit. He was my connection to Teofimo, so I always thank him for that. He's just a really good guy overall, and there's just a lot of inside jokes that we go back and forth on. But the El Chapo one that got taken really far for a moment. Before we knew it, we were like, "Holy shit, maybe it's true."
Maybe I don't want to know. It's like I don't want to know anymore.
It got to a certain point where I was like, "Oh," and I was like, "Okay, fuck this. I'm not talking about it. I'm out."
Enough said, man. But hey, it's just not the black and white anymore. And I know that's been your signature. And those hats are badass, bro, especially over the ear, man, the low cut, man. They're just badass. But now the brand is going with different colors, man. It's going everywhere. And as we were talking, I was thinking, when you were talking about the hand wraps, I'm sure you already have it, man. Even shoelaces with the print on them would be badass, bro. Because to endorse it, I ran across a lot of people that has their own brand. But I truly love your shit, bro. I do.
We appreciate that.
The way it's handled, the black and white. And now you're mixing it up in different colors and opening it up to a different market, man.
No, definitely. We definitely appreciate that. The whole black and white thing, it was kind of our signature for a long time. I think once the brand really got out there, you started seeing a lot of they're doing it too. And that's what we wanted to see. And once that happened, then we switched it up. Then we started doing colors. Then we started doing this. There's a lot of Dog Boxer stuff that a lot of people don't even see half the time. We make a lot of stuff and we're like, it's probably not going to hit. This is just for us. My son's got Dog Boxer stuff that I don't even have. And it's we test it, we see how it does, and majority of the stuff that we've been testing has been testing really high, and the feel and the want for it's really big. I think that's why we do limited quantities of a lot of stuff, because we don't want. Not that we don't want everybody to have it, but we're really exclusive on who has it. We get nitpicky at times of, who's really wrapping their hands with it. There's certain camps that, do they really appreciate the brand, or is it, is it just because it's a free beef to them, So we look at a lot of stuff, and our support goes a long ways. We've supported fighters who have completely burned their bridge with us, and we don't hold anything back from them. We still support them. It is what it is. We understand that there's bridges to be burned, but we're not doing it on our end. They're doing it on their end. There's fighters out there that have wanted us to sponsor them for whatever reason, but we see them do certain things that we're just like, nah, that's not us. That's not what we're about. There's gyms that, major gyms that sponsor us or support us. There's other gyms that we're not allowed in. It's just, it is what it is. But across the board, Dog Box has definitely grown. It's definitely gone really, really far. My partner Gavin, he's amazing at what he does. He's original owner of War Tape. You guys saw how big that grew. This was kind of just his little pet project for the side, and he was just like, well, let's see what we can do. And before I knew it, it was a lot bigger than we expected. And with the backing of him and Lance out in Vegas, it's blown up.
How'd you get the name?
All based on the dog. It's all based. It's you know for me the dog boxer theme is it's the fighting style. When dogs fight, they stay at the center of the circle that they're fighting in. They try not to hit the edges. And it's kind of the fighting style that I've always believed in, having the fighters at the center of the ring, not against the ropes, not against the corner. Always try to stay at the center of the ring. That's where the fight happens. That's where the action happens. So that it kind of just branded itself in that end. Same thing with the MMA world. It sucks when they're against the gate. So you try to stay at the center, and whether it's grappling or tagging each other, that's the dog boxer style.
And sky's the limit, man. I'm sure you shared with me some ideas earlier before that. I'll let you know what I thought about it, but I thought, hey, man, that's pretty badass. I liked it because you kept it real. And, yeah, so I'm not going to give that away just yet. But, no, what can we do in 2021, man? From dog
we definitely started opening the doors to a lot of other areas in the sport. One thing we're really big on is the whole CBD movement. We've been really lucky to be connected with the Go to Bed brand, which is a CBD syrup, and we connected in a level that you guys wouldn't even understand, to a point where we were just like, man, we believe in it, we want that. That's what the fighters need, and we really watch out for what we're doing, and it just ended up co-branding a lot of stuff. We co-branded some CBD ointments with Rick's Magic Bomb, who everybody was going for in general as it was, and we linked up with them. We kind of made something new with them, and we linked up with Go to Bed, and we got some new syrup actually coming out here pretty soon. A lot of the CBD products we believe in, and we've had a lot of fighters come to us and say, man, we really didn't expect this. We want CBD to be welcome into a lot of the sports world, and it was shunned for so long, and we really introduced it in a whole different level. So we have a lot of athletes right now that are really taking advantage of what we got going on, and they're enjoying the products, they're loving it. We've had nothing but positive feedback on a lot of the stuff that we have out. So I think 2021 we're going to focus a lot on that. We'll be branding a couple more things here and there. We're going to be we're linking up with some other gyms. Some you guys know, some you guys don't, but we'll be doing some co-branding stuff with a couple of gyms. Definitely keeping our name in the fights themselves, with sponsoring fighters and whatnot. And there's going to be some management side here coming pretty soon. That I think dog boxer will expand a little bit more on the MMA and the boxing side of it, but we definitely want to manage a few fighters that we have a lot of interest in, and kind of see where that grows.
Right on, man. You got to hook up with Mike Efromowitz from Combate Americas, man. I can see it being marketed in that area, and that be a good fit. What do you think about that, Cole?
I was going to mention Combate as far as being another organization that you guys became like an exclusive partner with, as far as we provide your key fighters with our brand, our gear that we would like to associate with, especially the title holders kind of thing, because they're a global kind of entity. They want to be global. They have Combate's, the Copa America kind of thing. So they want to do a global kind of thing. But I was also thinking of is there's some gyms in town too here in Fresno that I know, one in particular, Halo, would actually probably be interested in doing cross promotion with like the CBD and stuff, because I know Angel is a very big supporter on that, and I know he's down to cross promote things and promote brands within the gym as far as things like I think they've got like a teriyaki sauce right now. It's in a couple different places in town, and his gym is one of them. There's a display for it, so he's always open to fun stuff like that. And I think his criteria, he's ex-military. Infantry, the criteria they have, the work ethic that he imposes on his, not imposes, but that he builds there, I think would fit what you guys are already looking for out of combat athletes and out of sport gyms and things like that. I think that might be something you might want to look on in the series here. It'd be good for you guys, I think.
No, I think definitely. I mean, we're definitely open. We've been hit by some major people asking, hey, what can we do to link up, or what can we do to this? And the ideas just flow and flow and flow. But, you know, it's not that we're picky, but you know, we really want to make sure that's a right fit, you know.
And that's not being picky. That's just knowing
right. And, you know,
knowing how to market it.
You know, I've had a few fighters wear the brand that I'm just not comfortable with, and I've just gone straight up to them and said, "Hey, I really don't like you guys wearing the brand." You know, I'm not going to have them take it off right then and there, but you know, it's enjoy it while you can, because it is what it is. But you know, it's definitely the little guys, the small guys, that the up and comers that we want. What's that?
That's a G move right there. That's I need you to take that hoodie off, dog, because it ain't just.
Matter of fact, I got another shirt. Give me that shirt. Here, take that fucking shirt off.
Right. You guys act like you guys seen something somewhere, but you know.
Show me your hands. Show me your hands.
You know I don't mean to do it at times, but I get caught up in the moment because I'm really proud of the brand and what it's gone. You know, and
you're passionate about a brand that you've invested not just time but money, energy, family, life, you know, all kinds of things that you could have been doing something else with. You've committed that to this brand, so it's not being picky. It's not being anything. It's called being passionate about what you've created and how you want it perceived in the world and where you want it perceived. You have to be picky. You
know, it's funny you guys brought up Combates, because I was hit up at Combates right away. You know. The Combates, you know, I thank them. They've always taken care of me at all their fights. They've always made sure I'm comfortable with what I'm, you know, where I'm at. And, you know, they've always showed support on their end. And, you know, this last time they were in Stockton, you know, we kind of talked really quick. And, you know, I think at the time it was just bad timing. We had something else that we were really invested into, and it worked out for what it was. But you know, a lot of the Combate fighters still hit me up. A lot of the Combate fighters I'm still in contact with. They all, you know, whether they're not fighting or they got a fight coming up, it's always the same thing. You know, they've always got that interest of, hey, what can we do to link up? So I do see Combates being a big partner in the future, 2021 hopefully. But you know, Bellator, Invicta, UFC. You know, there's major names on the table right now that we're all talking with, and we want to be able to split it evenly and say, okay, you know, we're not just choosing you. We want to choose everyone and kind of show everybody, hey, we're all about everybody. You know, we don't want just boxing. We don't want just MMA. You know, we want everything.
You want to be a brand for every man.
Exactly. Again, this started in the MMA world, and look how far it's got in boxing. And a lot of people always hit me, oh man, you should go to MMA, and it's like literally no, you know.
We've been there already.
We've already been there, bro. You know, we've got, you know.
When I said that earlier, those are the new fans I was talking about, Eric. The new fans that see Dog Boxer with the boxers. They didn't know anything about the MMA part, where it was structured and where you started from. Right,
and you know, a lot of people they trip out when we show them, oh, you know, we've been here, or look, we did this, and they're like, oh man, you guys have been around for a while. It's like, yeah, it wasn't as promoted back then. You know, we weren't looking for people to wear our stuff. It was just it was just friends kind of knowing what the brand was about, and I think once one gym got a hold of the shirts, it kind of just blew up from there. And it grew a lot faster than we expected. I'll say that, but it grew.
No, I mean, it's great. I don't want to say it's a hook, but just the artwork itself, it's plain and simple. It's right there in your face. And that whole black and white thing, it says a lot. It's just like something like the Diaz brothers would endorse, you know, that like a badass, you know?
Yeah, no, definitely. You know, there's always that future hope of ventures with you know, people like the Diaz brothers and whatnot, but only time will tell. And you know, 2020 has been a tough year. We had to put a lot of stuff to the side. Gavin's fighting the cancer fight right now, so it's been a really tough year. We put a lot of stuff on hold, but I think 2021 we're going to kind of just say, okay, fuck it, let's step it up and let's make these moves that, you know, we want to make, and now's the time.
Well, I heard some other moves that may be floating around, man, in 2021. Something about you being a co-host or guest host in the Stockton studio, repping the Fighter's Voice with my man Kelly. I mean, my man Shelly, man.
Shelly.
Yeah, Shelly.
Yeah, definitely, man. I want to thank you guys, but yeah, I'm gonna be part of the team here pretty soon. I think Shelly and I are gonna bring a show that the 209 definitely is gonna be ready for. I think we'll have some guests on that a lot of people aren't gonna be expecting, but it's definitely gonna be a good thing. We're definitely ready, and you know, the Fighter's Voice is only gonna grow, and the Dog Boxer partnership is only gonna get bigger.
Exactly. And you know what? When I started doing that, I was telling Shelly, I go, shit, man, I'm giving you a fucking ace in the hole. We got to bring that shit now. Because at the end of the day, the only one that wins is not the 559 or 209, is the brand. And I said it before, get the camera off me, put it on the brand. But sometimes you need that fire in your butt, and iron sharpens iron. It's just making the team stronger. As you know, we have that studio, and it is up and running in Stockton. It's making it happen. Shelly's doing a great job doing it solo, but with the collaboration of Eric here and them getting together, it's just going to take off phenomenal. And we still have that hopes of you know, the Fighter's Voice Espanol. It has to be the right person.
Right.
The right person before we fill that gap. And 2021, man, I just got off the phone with Shelly earlier today. I said, do me a favor. And he said, what's that, Rich? I said, I know you're going to write down your personal goals, but write down 2 goals for the Fighter's Voice that are within reason. And then I want you to write one down that's just on top of the planet, man. One that you just got to say, oh, my gosh, that's where we need to go. And there's where we need to push as a whole, because if we sit down on it, it's not going to move. We got to grind and continue to outlast everybody else and kick everybody's ass when it comes to bringing on the guests and getting our guests comfortable where they're not just talking about boxing and MMA. They're telling you some personal shit, just like
Right. Yeah, I mean, I think, you know, you bring up the whole 559, 209 thing. If that does come to blows, Shelly's got Cole. I got you on your knees. Let me tell you a quick
story about Eric. I was about to say, Cole, there's another side to him. This dude called me up one time, and it wasn't business on business. Hey, can you ring announce? Or I said, hey, I got to ask you a question. Yeah, why was it just this one release, or there was another release? Like, what are you talking about? He shared with me within moments. I get on the phone, and I'm saying, hey, dude, pull that video ASAP right now as we speak. Why? Pull the video. Ask questions. Before the conversation ended, I said, Eric, it's already taken care of. It's done.
That's the Dog Boxer side you don't want to see. And unfortunately,
I had to take a break. I had to take a code 4. I mean, I had to take I'm on a 1021. I'm going to take a C7 real quick. It wasn't even my time. I just knew this wasn't one conversation you just wanted to put to the side. It needed
walk up and hand them a different T-shirts. The same.
It literally was that conversation. It was, hey, remember that shirt you're wearing? You might want to take that shit off like right about now.
Yeah.
No.
Brand protection.
No. You again, we've gone back and forth on a personal level on that, but you know, I always appreciate everything you guys do. But yeah, that just was an unfortunate incident that you were able to see that bad side. But no, you know, in general, I think all of us here, we want the Fighter's Voice to grow. I think we've been able to give a lot of fighters a platform that, you know, they've been able to express themselves in a lot of different ways. I've had fighters come up to me and say, oh man, I love being on the show, or I love doing this. And it's like, cool, that's the type of shit I want to hear, you know? And, you know, the deal I had going on at the other podcast and whatnot, you know, it was, I didn't feel that way. So it was kind of like you got me at right the perfect time. And you know, again, with the way you, Cole, Shelly, have been handling the show, it's like, fuck, I'm only going to add to it then. One thing I love is when you guys do get on that personal level with these fighters, and you know, I've been able to do that a lot with these fighters, and I think that's something I really want to grow on, you know, as far as when they're on the show and whatnot. You know, I know a lot of these guys on the personal level as it is, so there's a lot of stuff that I tell you to ask at times. And it's like, damn, how the fuck does Rich know about that? You know, you know, kind of like Frank's little, you know, fucking comment, but you know, it's shit like that I definitely want to bring to the show. And I think you guys do a great job at it. And I just want to add to it. And it's going to be I think it's going to be a good venture in 2021 for all of us.
It is. It's a great fit, man, and it's definitely going to bring the fire in me and Cole, because we got to deliver. We're going to continue doing what we're doing, but it's okay to be motivated. It's okay to say, okay, you know, your competition's across the way. It's the same damn brand, but that's great. And Cole, sometimes I'll go to my dude to get some of the guests, some of my contacts there, or off of contact. So I'm handing Shelly the ace in the hole, man. So I mean, how do I get a hold of Tyson Fury now? I mean, do I go down to the UK or what would I do now?
I'm like, hey, bro, I can't. I have him on Thursday. I can't.
Yeah, that type shit.
Tell Cole to call somebody. Cole got connections.
Yeah, it's all fun, man. It's all good, man. Definitely all good. So, Cole, man, I mean, are we hinting here? Are we going on here? Because there's been some more posts of the MMA world, and you know,
dude, I don't know that. First things first. Don't ever fucking read the comments on a fight video you've gotten posted on me. You know, don't do that. That's mistake number one. Don't do that. No, I just thought it was really cool. It kind of just the amount of shares it had, the amount of views. It had like 500,000+ views already. So to have them put it up there, I thought that was pretty cool. So I don't know, it perks some eyebrows. I've got a gym that I've been trying to talk to you about helping start an MMA program with. So hopefully something starts moving wheels. I know the last time I got fighting again, I got into the UFC, guy was already teaching. So there's like a method to the madness kind of there. Maybe if I start teaching again, I'll start fighting again. I don't know. I'm getting up there, so I don't know, man. Maybe like your idea, maybe like a 40th birthday present to myself or something.
Has to be the right opponent too.
Yeah, right. But
the Legends League is open to MMA as well.
That's what it's starting to look like, man. And the best part is I've had like almost a decade of like regeneration and recovery for my body. Like I gotten a little boot difference here, so I'm just got to work on that. But it's given I haven't taken the decade of damage for the last year. I've been just letting my body heal and recover. So, but before I let you go though, before I asked, I was gonna say I see what looks like a fight poster in the back, and I want to know what that tallest trophy is.
That's the Mike Tyson poster. You got my cut man right there at one of his amazing fights for one of the Diaz brothers.
Nice.
What else?
And then what's the tallest trophy that you got back there? What is that one?
I couldn't even tell you. It's probably. I've had a lot of cars in my life. So I'm pretty sure it's a car trophy.
Okay.
That's actually a UFC belt right there.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's not a replica, right? That's a real one.
That's a real one. A really good friend of mine in the UFC gave it to me. I got random shit in here right now. You guys caught me in the middle of a move, so I've got.
But now we know something. We know that you've got the hookup to real belts, and we know that you're into cars.
Yeah. This garage is going to be a lot different than what it looks like right now, but. The last time I was on the show, I think I had some stuff in the background. I was showing Rich before we went live.
Yeah.
I was like, look.
You're done and shit. Look at the WBC belt. Do you have one of these, Rich? Right?
Like, Rich, look at these gloves. Do you remember these gloves?
Yeah.
It's shit like that I got. But there's a lot of shit in the house that I kind of want to move out here and just kind of make it a little man cave. But the new house, I got an office now, so I have to set that up right. And,
I mean, the Jessica Alba poster doesn't hurt either, but it's okay. It's
that's been with me since that movie came out, man. That shit goes nowhere. Shit goes nowhere. It's always with me. Always with me.
Exactly. Hey, man, I want to say congratulations to Andre Ward. The Hall of Fame. The Hall of Fame. I mean, that whole class. Miguel Cotto. Who else? It was Mayweather.
Now, did Cotto get it?
No. That's he was one of the names that should have gotten in. So
Right.
And he was just on my mind today because I was thinking of Manny Pacquiao today. Today's actually his birthday. Manny Pacquiao, Sean. I know that he's gonna do something special for him. Freddie at Wild Card. And yesterday was whose birthday was it yesterday? I believe it was I'm sorry, Mikey Garcia's birthday yesterday.
It was Mikey's.
Boxing Academy.
Yeah.
Are the big names that paved the way, man.
Yeah, I mean, definitely congrats to all the guys that made it. It really sucked that Cotto didn't make it. Yeah. That was one guy I was really, really gunning for. Very excited.
Last act.
Yeah.
Outside the ring.
Yeah, really good guy, very humble. I'm really excited that Andre got it. Very well deserved on that end. Floyd's my boy, but I just don't think it was time. I really, it is what it is though. But everybody in that class, what's that?
He's still a little too active, I think, to fit that. Let's put you in the Hall of Fame now. It's not like a question of will he ever be in there. He'll obviously make it.
Yeah,
it's just he's kind of active. Let him finish his legacy first. Whereas got like Cotto, he's done. He's done what he was going to do in the sport. He's made his mark.
Andre, Cotto, none of these guys are entertaining fights. Mayweather is. So it's like, is it really time for him to be in there right now?
Yeah,
not really.
He's still building his legacy. Still, he's not done yet. Obviously.
He
goes over to Japan and makes goofy fucking fight choices.
Yeah, I mean, good. Still a good friend. Next time I'm in Vegas, I don't want to whip my ass or anything. But I just didn't think it was time. I was really hoping Cotto got it. But
what do you think played a part in that? Of Cotto not getting the nod.
I don't have the answer to that.
No, I really don't. I would love to say the politics.
I thought that was a no-brainer on that one, bro. Come on. I mean.
Yeah, I always love to point at politics, but there was no real politics behind it. I just think it was just an opportunity that got passed.
Yeah, you know what? Someone dropped the ball on that one. Definitely.
Yeah. I really do think so.
I'm ignorant when it comes to how the Hall of Fame thing works for boxing. Is it a voted on system? Is there a panel that takes the names into consideration and goes, we're going to pick 2 or 3 or whatever. Here's the criteria in which we're going to use to decide which of these ones we want to induct. Or is it just, hey, it's time,
Everything's based on their history, what they've accomplished. You have a lot of greats in there.
So maybe it boiled down to Andre's maybe done more longer, sooner, first. It's time he gets inducted, so he's kind of up just a notch above Cotto anyway, knowing that maybe down the road Cotto's going to get inducted. It's like, well, Andre's not in yet. Kind of should be. Let's go ahead and get him in there on this run.
Yeah, I have nothing against Ward. I was really happy that he got it. Especially being a NorCal boy, I was pumped. I very well deserved. I just think Cotto has that legacy, and this would have just been the icing on the cake. I still don't.
That dude got the whole country behind him, man.
Yeah, I mean his very last fight.
I mean, come on.
His very last fight. I don't think everybody left satisfied.
No, the last one out in New York. Yeah.
I don't think everybody left satisfied. I think everybody left with that hunger of still seeing him in the ring. I think this would have made up for it. Yes. And unfortunately, it just didn't happen.
Yeah, but hopefully soon. And see, when I mentioned him, because he should have gotten in, man. I mean, that's what that was. But, we can't control that. And the people that did get in, I'll take my hat off to him. And
no, definitely.
Mayweather was a shoe-in, but, yeah, he was too active and still is too active to even put his name on the ballot right now. But there was probably pressure on them once the name was on there. How can you ignore that name? But
yeah, exactly.
But how can you ignore Miguel Cotto? I mean, we don't have the answer to that.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, there's more to come. There's more to come. So we'll have to see. It's just a waiting game at this point, but it's unfortunate. But he'll definitely be in there, and we'll have to see.
And then get Brad Goodman's ass in there too.
Yeah, definitely. That's fucking one of the best guys in the industry, man.
Yep.
Always look up to that guy. Real good guy.
Yeah, he's a solid dude, man. And when it comes to that, I mean, there's just a lot of good people, and they're on their way to greatness. And a lot of them, it means a lot to them. And some, they're just like, okay, well, I appreciate it. They're going to continue to do what they're doing. Continue to run.
No, definitely. I mean, the future of the sport's still young. I think we've got fighters that are still going to make history. I think there's going to be a whole new window and avenue of what we're going to see. You've got guys like Ramirez who are just doing amazing things. You've got guys like Mikey who are just stepping up and taking on whoever the fuck they want. You've got guys like Spence who are overcoming, difficulties and still proving that they're the shit. You've got guys like Blake McKernan who step into the ring with guys that are more experienced, but does he give a shit? No. Does he go the distance? Yeah. He proved a lot in that fight. You've got guys that are still young in this game that are still going to make a lot of milestones and a lot of amazing history. So, even guys that have, unfortunate losses, you got Vences, you got all these guys that are still fucking doing amazing in this sport, still making a name for themselves and still doing their thing. And it's like, shit, you can't go wrong. You can't go wrong with these guys, and you got these youngsters that, like Gabe, that are just explosive in the ring. And, those are the guys that you want to see. And those are the guys that are, getting big and, it's still young. So the Hall of Fame is distance for a lot of these guys, but you always hope that the legends get in sooner. That way, when these guys are ready, they can get in sooner. But it's a waiting game.
No, it is. It is. Cole, what do we have in the UFC field, man? Who do we got coming up?
UFC, well, we lost a couple guys. Like, we saw that we lost Anthony Johnson that was going to come back, and we lost Romero. Romero wasn't as surprising. Everybody kind of, like, get their minds blown. They're like, oh, they let go Yoel Romero. It's like, yeah, he's on a 3-fight losing streak. Like, what surprised me is that he went to Bellator. I would have bet money that he would have went to, like, a bare-knuckle boxing organization just because of his remaining shelf life, where he can maximize his income on remaining shelf life.
I think the Bellator contract was more lucrative for him because the bare knuckle contract will always be there.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. He can get a good 3-4 fight contract going with the TV money that they actually have, because they did just make that CBS agreement, so now he has TV slot time.
Exactly.
But the word is that he's going to fight Rumble Johnson for his first fight there, so that would be good. They both left at the same time, and they both joined Bellator at the same time. Like, but Johnson would have to maybe not cut weight. That's about it.
That's going to be that'll be a good co-main event.
Yeah, I wouldn't say headline a whole card with that. Individually they don't have much jaw power. That's why when Romero did headline, he was fighting the title holder. That's a draw. That's what it is. So I was a little surprised. I've yet to see a title fight end in a draw. So that was kind of a first for me. I'd never seen, like with the Figgy fight, the Moreno fight, I'd never seen a fight end in a draw. That was a title fight at least.
But that was a really good fight.
It was a really fucking
good fight.
They could run that back, and I'd have no problem. But the problem is we wouldn't get the same fight.
No.
When they run it back, it's going to be different because they now know what the other one's capable of, and knowing that totally changes the dynamic of a rematch. The next fight could be boring as shit because now they're both playing the cautionary game. Yeah. Or they both go for broke and one just gets clipped and it's over in like 30 fucking seconds. We're like, what the fuck was that?
I always use the Maidana Mayweather fight, the 1 and 2. We saw the difference. We saw the difference right away. Exactly.
Or the Gustafsson Jones. We saw the best Alex Gustafsson we were ever going to see, and we saw a good Jones, and then they rematch, and it was just Jones way the fuck.
Jones all the way.
Yeah, because that's the best Alex we were ever going to get. Jones just gets fucking Dragon Ball Z better every goddamn time. So, and then you've got Ferguson. We all discovered that Ferguson doesn't have bones. I don't know how that got past the Athletic Commission's medical board. He had to have tore something. That arm was going the other way. Like, he had to have torn something. They just haven't said it.
Matt Hughes had Hoist Gracie something similar. Remember, Hoist didn't have. That was pretty.
Yeah, cool. But that was bad. Like, Ferguson's elbow was going the other way, man. That was just it was just a matter of time. That's what I'm saying. He doesn't have bones.
You kind of wanted to look away, man, because
you did. Yeah, I was like, oh, this is gonna be on YouTube later.
Well, I mean, the dude, you can't. Everybody now knows what would have happened had he fought Khabib. I think we would have seen something similar, or we missed an opportunity to see a better Ferguson fight a Khabib. Something happened. Something changed. I think we expected more out of Ferguson on that fight, which we're not saying he didn't get it, but just Oliveira was fucking all over him. I mean, just all over him. So I would like to see Oliveira fight, Chandler. I'd like to see him fight Chandler. Let Chandler come in and get baptized by fire. You were going to use him as the main event replacement anyway for a fight with Khabib and Gaethje. You thought that highly of him, Dana. So why not do that kind of thing? Why not throw him in there? Let's see what he's really fucking made of, and just get the wheels moving, because he's either going to be boom or he's not. Oliveira, I think, is a great test to go, let's see who the best fucking upcoming lightweight is right now.
Yeah.
So you've got that. You've got Holloway and Qatar coming up in January. We're gonna see that fight happen again. And then we're going to get Poirier and McGregor's right behind that in the same month. I think it's like the end of the month. So that's really all we have coming up right now. Like I said,
that's crazy. McGregor just calls shots, man. He made his own fight. He was a matchmaker once again.
Mm-hmm.
Even when he's on the shelf, retired, he's still matchmaking and doing whatever he wants to do.
I'm telling you, he got the UFC to ask him to come out of retirement. Hey, McGregor, we're going to offer you a fight to come out of retirement because you left us no fucking choice. Like, that's what happened. And Dana knows it. I bet you Dana's fucking pissed about that because if they don't, like I said last week, at the end of the day, Poirier probably had an existing contract. There's no fucking way he was going to fight on that charity card because the UFC would not give him permission to fight in another combat sport stage. They just wouldn't. They'd be like, no, we'll use you. We'll give you a fight. So he did the perfect thing, man. He painted them into a corner to where they couldn't say no, because if they said no, now they look like the bad guy. Now they're like, oh, well, we don't want to get Poirier a fight. We don't want him to earn money. Okay. So, fucking genius. I don't know who's putting these ideas in Connor's head, but I don't think it's Connor, but someone's making these moves, and they better be getting fucking paid well. That's all I'm saying.
But you missed the most important fight coming up. And that's Jake Paul versus Nunes.
No, I know, right? Dude, Dana straight said, you know what? I think I'm just going to let Amanda Nunes fuck you up. And, dude, please, fuck it. I don't even care if Jake gets paid $5 million for it. I want to see Amanda Nunes knock his ass out in 30 seconds.
I really
the world can just go, see?
I will go ahead and waive my manager's fee if I could fucking get into that.
Right?
I will fucking do whatever I can just to fucking see that shit happen. But
dude, I'd love to see him fight Cyborg. Fucking let him fight Cyborg. He'd fucking kill him. Amanda would just fuck him up. Cyborg would probably fucking try to kill him.
Yeah,
like the ref would be pulling off, and she'd throw the ref off and be like, "Cyborg's not done," and just keep fucking pounding on him.
Even though he taps, that means nothing.
She'll pin his arm to his chest so he can't tap and just keep punching him. No safe words, nothing.
Nothing. There you go.
So that's what's coming up in the UFC.
Right on, my man. Eric, my man, how can we follow you, man? You said you don't got a Twitter. We got to get on Twitter. Got to get you on there very soon and make that happen, man. But how can we follow you? And how can we get product?
What's that?
And how can the fans get product?
So definitely hit up the main page for Dog Boxer Athletics on Instagram and Facebook. I believe the Dog Boxer Athletics page does have a Twitter. Okay. But to follow me is Dog Boxer Eric on Instagram. I don't even think I have Facebook if I do. But yeah, I'm always on Instagram. I'm always posting random shit. You guys can always see what I got going on. Always try to post the newest things that we got going on. And every once in a while you'll see some giveaways. So definitely hit up and follow.
Exactly, man. I'm gonna probably be jumping the mailman anytime pretty soon. Wait for that care package, man, to come in. And you know what? I really don't, I don't ask for a lot. I have people give us a lot of product. I really do, and I give it to the guys. I pass it out. But this shit I want to hold on to. There's only certain that I like to rock personally myself.
Well, like I said, he's building that supply and demand type atmosphere.
Exactly.
You see a hat, you see a shirt, you see some shirts. You're like, hey, what did you get that off the website? Nah, I did 3 months ago. You can't get it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, I want that hat. I want that shirt. Something.
We've done some custom shit. The one I always loved was when the Madera brothers did their shirts. And all we did was we added a small Dog Boxer logo in the center. Everybody fucking wanted those. Everybody wanted those. And I was like, shit, man. I thought they wanted it because of the Dog Boxer. But no, they were just all excited that Madera brothers had something, that was so fly, and we just happened to have our logo on that shit, stuff like that, But yeah, definitely, you guys got something on the way, some nice gifts, and
I sent you that text today, man. You got to get a black blazer, man, black on black with Dog Boxers somewhere, and 3 different stripes right here. 1, 2.
Right,
black on black, baby.
There you go.
Happen, man. But no, appreciate having you on the show, Eric. As always, man. It's never enough time. I mean, we're just getting started. Many stories to tell. You're going to have your opportunity to tell many more stories, and just finally getting you on here, man. Sometimes it's tough squeezing you in, man. But I go, we got to make this happen. I got off the phone with you. We talked a little bit. I said, hey, well, I'm going to throw a date at you. Let's just make it happen this date. And you said, cool. And I wanted to fun when Cole was on. So I knew the collaboration would be there.
Yeah, no, definitely appreciate you guys taking the time. Again, you guys caught me in the middle of a move, but I'm here in the 209, and definitely the Fighter's Voice is going to see some stuff next year, and I hope the fans are ready.
Definitely. Anything else, Cole? We good?
That's it, man. Just waiting for the celebrities to start popping out of the woodworks.
Hey, Mario Lopez is a badass. You let them hands go. Him against Mark Wahlberg, that's a dream match right there. They both.
Hey, as soon as I saw that fucking Lifetime KFC commercial-looking show that he was doing, no.
Yeah,
they can't hurt their face, man.
There's a few celebs in the gyms. We'll say that. There's a few celebs in the gyms. So it'll be interesting. 2021 is going to be interesting.
It is. Hey, well, I want to thank everybody. Don't forget to follow us, man. And we're starting to grow the YouTube subscribers. I appreciate that. That's www.youtube.com/thefightersvoice. Remember, every fighter has a voice, and so do you. Getting ready to take over Stockton 209 as well as the 559. It's a wrap here. Thumbs up for Richie.
Okay, fight fans, it's not goodbye, but until next week.
Remember.
It's always voiceography at its finest. So on behalf of Richard Ortiz, Cole Escovedo, the special guests, and all the crew right here at the Kick-Ass Podcast, saying hasta luego, babies. And always, thanks for listening.